late. Sends it out to Clarkson. To Peete on the wing for three. Peete in the corner. They brought 11-game win streak into the NCAA tournament, but inside 9 to go. Peete here in our second half.
Welcome back. We got another episode of Ballers Only Podcast. Ball hard. My boy Mike's in the building. Today we got another one. Bellevue City champ. All 4 years starting in Central High School. My boy Tim Peete in the building.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. We go way back.
Way back. I told her earlier, man, we go back to Word of Faith. When we first started private school.
Back when I was wearing a size 13 still.
Nah, for real. I knew it then. You know, I seen you. We were hooping then, so I already, I seen you from Word of Faith, Bellevue, and Central. So, man, it's good to have you on the show, my boy.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me on. I got nothing respect for both of y'all, especially this dude after he made me fall as a freshman.
Man.
At Northside.
I remember that. I remember that. Yo.
But he had to prove himself because the game before that, I got him yelled at by Coach Lawson. Because I got off a little bit too. So Coach Lawson wasn't letting them freshmen go off twice in a row.
In the region.
Yep.
I remember that.
It went to the wire pretty much every time we played y'all.
Yep.
Uki never was cold. Niggas don't know, man. They don't talk about Uki.
They don't talk about
Ruben Clayton wasn't no joke, bro.
Yeah, Uki, that 1-2 drill pull up.
Man, dude was the mid-range. Man, dude cold.
Back then, for sure.
Trey Payne. Them niggas were hooping, bro.
Yeah, like, it's just interesting to see, like, dudes like Trey Payne, Kibo. Like, them guys that didn't get a chance to go to the next level, at, like, high level, but like, everybody respected because them dudes went at everybody's neck every time they played, and they hit big shots. And they walked in the gym, people knew who they were because
sex.
They wore their emotion on their sleeve and they played hard.
Right. Well, we're going to get straight into it. Who's your favorite player to come out of Memphis?
Shoot, that's a loaded question for me, but, of course, Penny is, that's everybody's favorite, but I would just say just in a sense of somebody that helped me a lot, and at the same time that was one of the first guys to I saw get out of here, but he played at Memphis, Jeremy Hunt.
Okay.
People don't say his name enough, especially at the time of Memphis basketball. It was, people were still good, but it was just a time when Jeremy Hunt came out the scene and he shoot it deep, he'd go hard, athletic,
take charges.
He got the best player. If it was somebody that was ranked in front of him, he would more than likely get the best of them. At the same time, when he went to Memphis, he was somebody that opened the gym up for me. We played a lot of one-on-one. We got a lot of shooting drills together. He spent a lot of time with me. So I would probably say Jeremy Hunt.
Okay.
Hey, that's what's up. Shout out Hunt.
We're going to have to get you on here, Hunt.
Yeah.
My next question, who's your favorite player to come out of Central?
Man, to be honest, people don't really realize that I went to Central knowing that guys like John Grice went there. And that's my number one.
Okay.
I was number 20. I was number 20 my first few years there because of John Grice. He played at Memphis.
Okay. They gotta know their history.
There's some history for real.
I knew I wasn't supposed to go to Central, right? And a lot of people don't know that I was going to White State to play with Terry Tippett. That was engraved in me since I was in 6th grade.
That would have been a good move though. Like
I wanted to play with Terry Tippett. That was my guy. I actually tried to enroll in ECS. I kind of didn't feel like that was a spot for me when I went to ECS. And I said, man, I'm gonna do something different and go to Central. But man, John Grice is like that dude when it comes to that green and yellow. Like he was really, really good. He was good at Memphis, and everybody know like if you left him open,
it was
going in. I wore a headband because of John Grice. I wore a number because of John Grice, and
he was cold that headband in Memphis.
John Grice is somebody that a lot of people don't talk about when it came to basketball in Memphis.
Okay.
And he went to Cincinnati.
Yep.
Like Grice was a problem for real.
So
John Grice. So talk about, growing up Orange Mound, right?
Yeah, man. So it's funny, man. So I'm blessed to be part of Orange Mound. But my family and my mom and dad, they're South Memphis.
I mean,
Memphis today.
okay. So you
And
got both parts.
I got both parts in me because everybody. My dad played at Carver, coached
Okay.
at Carver. I was on the bench when Quintel and won the state championship. Quintel Woods.
So you know Manute, all them then.
Yeah, so like them all dudes I got to watch, and I rebounded for Quintel Woods. Like people don't know Quintel Woods, but the baseball as a pitcher, he was a quarterback, he was a star basketball player. So I got to watch BTW and Hamilton and Carver fight for years of my young age. So I grew up wanting to go to Carver, but I ended up moving with my grandmother for a couple months, especially in the summer. I stayed with my grandma in the summer, now Gilman Cabanas.
Okay.
And I stayed in the park. And next thing you know, man, I started trying to learn how to play basketball the most. I was fundamental. That was my thing. Like, everybody knew I was fundamental.
Right.
But I learned how to get a lot of grit and fight for possessions and play with loose ball. 'Cause I was playing with older dudes, and a young dude
Now
playing.
you got to figure out a way to stay.
Hey, them dudes said, I ain't picking you out here to shoot jump shots. I'm picking you out here to cut, rebound, play defense, get
Do all
deflection,
the little
and,
stuff.
and get me the ball. You know, if you mess my game up, you might not play into tomorrow. If that, maybe not the rest of the week.
Right.
So
Let me get out there.
so
That makes sense.
so the orange mound is definitely something that I wear on my sleeve. When you talk about diving on the floor, as I got older and able to move my feet, I would pick you up 94 feet. Because I was pretty lanky and long, and I was slow. But it kind of taught me how to play the game at a different pace of sharing the ball and finding other ways to impact the game other than scoring.
So you say your dad coach, so is that the one who like put the ball in your hand and got you wanting to hoop?
Yeah, so my dad put the ball in my hand. It's funny because when I got home from the hospital, apparently my godfather gave me a ball in the crib. So that's who I am. Like, I don't know how to ride a bike, dude. I just be real with you. I don't know how to ride a bike. I didn't learn how to ride a bike because I dribbled around. If a dog was chasing me, I would dribble the ball. Like, while the dog was chasing me, I literally had the ball in my hand 24/7. I just never got into wanting to do anything else. The ball was therapeutic to me. It was just something about it that just made it right, you know.
I feel.
As some of y'all, everybody that play the game and they love the game, they do it for different reasons. They love it for different reasons. It's always been something that's been therapeutic. I can just literally sit there and listen to the ball echo, and I'm good. You know?
Talk about your journey, you know, in basketball. Like, you know, talk about from growing up, what teams you played for, leading up to, you know, middle school and high school. So give me that journey from going up to middle school and tell me, you know, some of the players you played against and the things you were saying then.
Man, as you know, as like you said, you know me since Word of Faith.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people know what Word of Faith is.
Where is it?
It's in the mound.
It's in the mound.
It's a private school.
It's a private school. Like,
We had it was K through 12.
Yeah.
Had a basketball team.
Man,
Like
Is that
that.
over there like off Corns or
most
something?
most people that went to Word of Faith end up going like Elliston. Like,
Okay.
So like my parents was never really into doing the norm. I did that because I had to walk to my grandma's house.
Okay.
You know, so cause my dad worked far away, my mom worked far away, so I would have to walk to my grandma's house, man. And that's kind of how it started. Like I said, I would do that, go to the park. My cousin would look after me. I would hoop, go to my grandma's house, sleep, do it again the next day.
Cause you were fundamental then.
Yeah,
like he was
crazy.
shirt tuck, jersey
Yeah,
tuck.
like,
Cause we had teams and everything.
It was a way that my dad kind of structured me. He kind of molded me to be like that, and it kind of like, we talk about today, kind of messed me up, kind of killed my creativity a little bit at an early age. And so like, but at the same time, I also love it because it kind of made me to who I am now as a man.
That's right.
So I played church league. I played church league till I
Everybody.
was like 11.
Had to.
But like, for difference from me, for everybody else, I was only doing practice twice a week, game. You know, I was doing that for the first 4 or 5 years of my life. And next thing you know, man, it was this weekend. At the time, my best friend Leslie McDonald, my dad put the ball. He coached me and Leslie, and he had a tournament, a 2-on-2 tournament. It was me and Leslie playing in a 2-on-2 tournament at the precinct.
At the Mamara.
At the precinct, and we didn't play our edge. We played up, and we were playing pretty well, man. Like, I think we went to like probably close to semifinal, quarterfinal, something like that. And Corey Williams, who ended up being my coach at Ottawa, changed my life. Like first time my dad let somebody else coach me. And that thing, you know, I ended up being with a guy named Daryl Marshall, Maceo Harmon, Alan Farmer.
I see you knew Maceo then.
Maceo just moved from Jacksonville.
Okay.
So
okay, get you.
And Maceo really didn't say a word his first year around us.
Like Central Maceo, right?
Yeah. He didn't talk.
Come on, bro.
He wouldn't say a word. But at the same time, I played the 5. Like I was playing with Daryl. At the time, Daryl Marsh probably one of the best guards in my class. Yeah, Lil Boo was one of the best guards in my like 10, 11 years old. And we ended up sixth in the country and nation. AAU the following year, Coach Rodney joined us. We ended up adding Tank. I ended up moving from the 5 to the 4. We ended up finishing like 8th. Then the following year, they ended up moving me to the point. We ended up finishing 2nd in the country. Then the following year, we finished 3rd. I played with, and at the same time, Eric Watson and Tank Brown was like top 5, top 10 in the country.
Tough.
And I still just trying to figure it out because I never had a position. Like I went from playing the 5 one year, then I'm going to do 2, then I go play the 1, then I play the 4, and I'm just different. I feel like I'm different because I'm playing different positions because I just try to make everybody better. And then you know, like everybody go to middle school, and I stay instead of me going to middle school, I stay at elementary school. I stay out a while, you know. So I still was playing church league ball while all my boys playing in middle school game. And I really felt the type of way about it. I wanted to go the American way with my boys. That's where Eric Watson went. That's where Maceo went.
Coach Franklin.
With Coach Frank, and that was like the thing I wanted to do. And I felt really bad about it at the time. But my mom, like I said, my parents never wanted me to do what everybody else was doing. So I just decided to stay. And the thing you know, I go to Bellevue. I go to a Bellevue-Fairview game, to be honest. It's funny, like.
Your 6th grade year?
My 6th grade year, I go to the city game.
My 7th grade year.
Dev Young.
Trey Payne, Oogie was still there.
They were all there, and I'm like, I'm looking at him. I went to a middle school game. Don't get me wrong, middle school cool, but man, if I can go back to them junior high school days when you had the 6, 7, the 7, 8, the 9th grade, you had the 9th graders, and you like, man, you just feel like it's just a different vibe when you talk about them 9th graders in there as a 7th grader. So I decided to go play with Clarence Jones. And Clarence Jones, like I said, I was really back then on history. And Clarence Jones, of course, we talk about Oogie, we talk about Trey Payne, but people forget Paris London, Marcus Moody.
Yep.
He London now?
Yeah, he coached all those guys, man, and it was like, I want to be next. So I went to him, like in the opening enrollment, and asked him if he was willing to let me try for the team. And he had no clue who I was.
You went in 6th, 7th grade.
No, 7th grade.
7th grade. We 7, 8, and 9.
And he had no clue who I was, and like that's what kind of made it refreshing. He had no clue who I was, and I was starting to come into my own. And I went to San Diego like literally the week before school started, and I got ranked there, and I was on literally in the
Rivals.
I was on a commercial appeal in the newspaper, and like had no clue. And he was like, "That's the little boy that just came to me the other day." I had no clue who he was, and he literally, my dad literally let me go. Like he gave me the Clarence Jones, and he just became dad for those 2 years under him, and that was some of the most fun I ever had because I went home. My dad was dad. He didn't coach me on basketball. Coach Jones was tough on me, but he used to tell me go take some bad shots. And I really went into taking bad shots. And he was like, the only way you're going to learn how to shoot.
Get comfortable.
The only way to learn how to shoot, you got to go shoot. And like I did, same time, we won them 2 championships. I was like, man, I stayed here for my 9th grade and try to go 3. And I said, nah, I'm going to go to Central.
It's a different level.